Well, in a surprising and surprisingly stupid move, the Seahawks have apparently made their chess move in the quarterback carousel for 2024. Not only did they not cut Geno Smith when they should have, and they could have saved 12, 13, 14 million dollars, they kept him. They didn't sign a backup. They didn't go after anybody in a trade or in free agency that was worth anything. And now they have, well, let's just get to it. They've traded for the Redskins Sam Howell. Yeah, Sam Howell. Yeah, his name is Sam Howell. Have you heard of him? Probably not. Let's go. 2023 NFL passer stats. Yeah, let's go with that. And look over on ESPN, offensive stat leaders. Let's just do a little share here. Okay, so who is Sam Howell? Sam Howell is a quarterback for the Redskins. Some people call him the Commanders. I continue to call him the Redskins. And he is the 12th best quarterback in terms of yardage. Okay, he's actually better than Geno Smith in terms of yardage. But when you're evaluating a quarterback, there's only really 4 stats that matter. None of this DVOA crap, none of this anticipated, completions over average or any of this analytics crap. Here's what matters. What matters is passing completion percentage, touchdowns and interceptions, so touchdown to interception ratio and passer rating. You look at those 4 things, you're going to know who all the great quarterbacks are, who all the mid quarterbacks are, and who all the bad quarterbacks are. So let's look at Sam Howell's completion percentage. Okay, and I hate that they've already got a Seahawks thing on it. Oh, look, here he is. He's 24th at 63.4 on his completion percentage. That's lower than the 18th mid-low of Geno Smith. He's in the bottom third of the league in terms of completion percentage for guys that play on a regular basis. If you go to touchdowns, well, he had 21 touchdown passes. He had one more touchdown pass than Geno Smith, who only had 20. Geno, however, had 9 interceptions. So that's a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, roughly. That's bad. To give you an example, Russell Wilson in his 12-year career has almost 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, meaning he throws 3 touchdowns for every 1 interception. Sam Howell's touchdown to interception ratio is 21-to-21. It's 1-to-1. That's horrific. 21 interceptions is horrific. And really, if you look at interceptions, let's just go straight to interceptions. Yep, he's the worst. He's the worst in the league at throwing the ball away. So good move, Pete and John, or not Pete and John, just John and Mike. Good move. And let's go to passer rating. Where does he rank in passer rating? Well, see, there's Russell Wilson, 98.0. He's about 8th, and actually Mason Rudolph was not a full-time starter, and Kirk Cousins only played 8 games. So amongst, Russ is probably about 6th amongst guys who played regularly. Geno Smith was 17th, and where's Sam Howell? Oh, he's 31st. He's the 2nd worst quarterback in the league. And I might point out far, far below Justin Fields, who's 7 spots better in terms of that. And everything else. He's way better at everything else. Justin Fields, the guy that they could have traded for if they wanted to, and decided not to. So, yeah, way to go, guys. Way to go. Where's touchdowns and interceptions over here? Okay, let's look at Justin Fields' touchdowns and interceptions. Oh, he had 16 touchdowns and only 9 interceptions. Okay. But that's not that big a deal because, what did they give up for him, right? They didn't give up much for him. Well, okay, according to Adam Schefter, they gave up they got Howell and a 4th round pick, number 102, for a 6th, number 179, their higher third round pick, 78, and a fifth, 152. So we gave up 78 and 152. We moved from the third round to the fourth round. We moved down, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 places. And we traded a fifth for a sixth. And we got Sam Howell. That's not great return. According to some draft trade charts, that's the equivalent of trading a third round pick for a guy with a 78 passer rating and a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. That's really, really, really not good. Rob Staten has come in. I can't say I'm a big fan of this. It's nothing against Sam Howell, and they needed a second quarterback. But giving away second and third round picks in this draft just doesn't seem like a good idea. He's also talking about the Leonard Williams trade. I don't like it for other reasons. Like he sucks. In fact, I'm going to post that. I don't like it for other reasons. Like he sucks way more than Justin Fields. Fields. Justin Fields, who has Patrick Mahomes' athletic talent. What do you think, Seahawks fans? Well, I already told them what a clusterfuck they've made of the quarterback position. And then, Brian Numskuller, their Hawk blogger, said, oh, yeah, he can compete for a starting job the way Stone Forsythe can compete with Charles Cross. Well, Charles Cross isn't very good. Not sure if this is the reporter or the front office message, but it's unnecessary. If you don't want Geno as your starter, then cut him when you could have weeks ago. I agree with that. They should have done that. Now show him some support instead of disrespect. No. Dumbass? No. Geno wasn't good enough last year. He only threw 20 touchdowns. He dropped off by 10. Why? Because he's a 34-year-old quarterback who had a career year in 2022. And NFL history will show you that no journeyman quarterback who has a fantastic career year in his 30s is ever able to repeat that, and neither will Geno. Geno is not a unicorn. Geno is going to continue to decline. Now, I assume Schneider and Mike McDonald see something in Sam Howell that they're going to be able to work with to try to get that. I mean, even if he improves his touchdown to interception ratio by 100% and goes to 21-10, that's terrible. 2-to-1 is terrible. He's going to have to improve by over 100% in terms of his decision-making with the football, which was the big criticism of Justin Fields, the unjustified criticism of Justin Fields, by the way. Just to be good, just to be decent. And this is their solution. This is the Seahawks solution. And as I posted about Numskuller, the Geno cult is delusional. He's better than we thought, but that doesn't make him good. This move is a disaster. The guy's ceiling is Brock Purdy. And I would say, yeah, and he's nowhere near as good as Brock Purdy. He's nowhere near as good as Brock Purdy. Now, Coach Matt says the Seahawks have been extremely hard to root for going on years now, and it looks like another year of not enjoying watching his team. You got it. You got it. Here's Corbin Smith showing a crazy throw that he made. That's great. He can make wild throws. The problem is, can he do it consistently? The answer is no. Not so far in his career. Jackson Smith, the Jigba enthusiast, comes forward with the best thing. We chose Sam Howell over Justin Fields. Yeah, apparently we did. I want to call them our brain trust because they're idiots. And look, here's the thing. We've wondered whether or not it was John Schneider or Pete Carroll who was the idiot in the Seahawks front office that did everything wrong the last 7 years. Now I think we know it was both. They're both idiots because this is an idiot move. This guy is not good enough. He does not have enough upside. This is not a guy who's going to win a Super Bowl. And I sincerely hope I get proven wrong on this, but I don't think so. So they dropped 24 spots in round 3 to get Howell. Real question is whether this will impact them drafting a QB. If it does, big yikes? The answer to that is yes. The answer to that is yes, because what, as this little wimp says, what that makes is the likelihood of the Seahawks trading back from the 16th overall pick a lot more likely. Yeah, it does. It's going to make it a lot more likely. They're going to trade out of 16. I think they're going to trade out of 16 even if Penix makes it there. I think they trade out of 16 if Caleb Williams makes it to 16. They're trading out of 16 to get a second-round pick back for a guy they never should have traded for, Leonard Williams, in the first place. Should have waited and picked him up in free agency this year. So that means they're not going to do anything at the quarterback position. The only way this makes some sense, I guess, is if you look at his salary, and let's go down to the Redskins, and I'm not going to call them the Commanders, and get a bunch of fucking advertisements. Let's see if we can find Sam Howell on here. He's probably still on here. I don't think he's. Yeah, Sam Howell. There he is. $985,000. His cap number is $1 million this year. That's his cap number. What's his cap number in 2025? Because I know he signed for 2 years. Let's look here and see if we can find his cap number. Yeah, there it is. $1,100,000. So his cap hit over the next 2 years is $2,200,000, give or take. So that's what they're doing here. They're looking at, well, we'll bring him in, we'll let him compete with Geno. He probably won't beat Geno out, but if he does, which is probable given Geno's age and skill set, they get a cheap quarterback for 2 years. So that tells you that's the most important thing. Not the talent of the player, not finding a guy with upside, not finding a guy who's good enough to win you a Super Bowl. The Redskins are going to draft that guy this week, this month, next month. Jaden Daniels or Drake May, or maybe even J.J. McCarthy if they think he's the guy. They're going to draft that guy. What we're going to become, what the Seahawks are going to become, is what the Redskins have been for the last 10 or 12 years. A team drifting in the wilderness, in the middle of the pack, never good enough to win a Super Bowl and never bad enough to pick in the top 5 of the draft and get a quarterback. So we are in the quarterback wilderness. It has been 3 years since March 8, 2022, when the number one need of this football team became finding a young, talented quarterback with enough upside to win you a Super Bowl. And they have ignored that need resolutely for the last 3 years. 2 years, but we're in our 3rd year now. So if Penix falls to number 16, they're not going to take him. They're going to trade out and let somebody else take him. The only small possibility here is they drop down to 24, 25, 26, and somehow Spencer Rattler is still on the board, and they're smart enough to take him. But I don't think that's going to happen, because then what they could do is if they could find somebody to take Geno off their hands for a 6-pack of beer, they'd save $12.3 million under the cap, and they'd have Howell as their starter and Rattler coming up behind him. That I could get behind. But I don't think that's their intention. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're dumb fucks. So that's where we're at. That's all we got. There's just literally nothing to say about it, except this is going to be an absolute utter catastrophe. The Seahawks, with the exception of getting lucky with Russell Wilson, when Pete wouldn't even let John trade up to get him in the 2nd round, if that hadn't happened, pure luck, there wouldn't be any Super Bowls in Seattle ever. The way it looks now, there's not going to be for a long, long, long time. Have a nice day.